any moment. I am indeed recording this session, much like I did the last. I put all of my classes on a YouTube channel that I manage, which is what we were using as the example for our part 1, and we will continue to use as our example for part 2. So let's go ahead and dive right back in to YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we will get started. All right, so here we are looking at YouTube. Of course, we went over all of the basics, so let's go ahead and jump into what we are covering today. When we click on your channel, like I said before, when you land here, everything looks just like it does for the consumer, with the exception of these two buttons right here. We reviewed everything you do in the customized channel in part 1 and how you can make sure that all of this looks the best it can to make sure that everything is easy for your consumer. Today, we're going to focus on the YouTube Studio, which is also accessible by clicking right here. I'm going to click YouTube Studio, though, and click on the easy button to get into our back end. And this will first take you to the channel dashboard, much like any platform that you use, like InTouch or GoDaddy or anything like that. You will have a dashboard where you can manage all of the primary statistics that are relevant to your marketing channel. In this case, this is the YouTube one. As you can see, you've got your latest video performance will be this first of 3 columns that you see on the dashboard. Self-explanatory. It is the analytics for your most recent video. And a brief snapshot. We'll go into the analytics a little bit deeper in a bit. The middle is news and updates from YouTube. So obviously news. What is new in the YouTube Studio? Any kind of updates, product updates, things like that. The kind of stuff you see from CB Briefs or Net 10 News from us in regards to our updates or the team app calls. This is the same kind of thing for YouTube. Creator Insider is always one of the featured YouTube high-profile creators, kind of giving a little bit of insight. This is sometimes really useful. It's always cool to check it out to see if you've got anything here that you can incorporate to step up your advertising game a little bit. As well as a blog type section with general ideas. The third column is YouTube channel performance and related things as a whole. So obviously you've got the channel analytics snapshot. You've got known bugs and errors and channel subscribers over the last 90 days. That is your dashboard. Much like everything, you've got the upload and live buttons. Those are always available right here. You don't have to be in the studio to upload a video. You can always do one. I'm going to just go back to the homepage. Every time you are logged into YouTube, you will always see this little camera with a plus right here. You can always upload or go live if you so chose to from anywhere in the session. So let's actually go ahead and upload a video together, and we'll talk about the rest of the stuff as it flows through. So actually what we're going to look at before we upload is the videos, this section right underneath. This shows us everything that is currently on the channel. If there's nothing here, obviously there'll be nothing here, but in my case, you can see all of the videos I have uploaded and their status. Last time we talked about the 3 that are available: private, unlisted, and public. What is the difference between the 3? Obviously, anything public is public. You guys saw this on the channel when I went to the home page. If we go back to my channel, public videos are available to watch and are available for the public to see. Unlisted videos, the second category, are things that will not show up on the channel, so they are not public facing. However, if you give someone the shareable link and they paste that into their browser, anybody that has access to the link can watch the video. Private is the final setting. only you and people that have access to the channel can see the video that is private. So those are the 3 visibility statuses in the system. Of course, you've got your standard columns right here. After visibility, you've got restrictions. Restrictions will apply to anything. Like if you've got music in the background of one of your videos, you might get flagged for a copyright. 9 times out of 10, it won't harm your video. Usually, it just means you can't monetize the video, which is fine. You guys aren't looking to make money off of your YouTube videos anyway. In rare occasions, the copyright holder will ask you to remove that entirely. So it is always important to use royalty-free music when adding things to your videos. We will put a pin in that and talk about that a bit later. Date is going to be the default sort for all of these videos. As you can see, they are ordered by their published date, with the most recent being on top and my oldest going to the bottom, as you can go on page to page. Obviously, views, comments, and likes versus dislikes are little quick shop analytics that will allow you to get a real brief view of what you're looking at per video. And as you can see, when I hover over videos, we've got all of these little details that come with it. We will go over those after we upload a video. So let's talk about uploading something. Let's say I was also an agent, right? And we've seen my channel. I've got my uploads. I've got my playlist of all of my classes, but let's say I want to put my listings on a separate playlist as well. We're going to upload a video and create a playlist in one foul swoop. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and grab my commercials from Listing Concierge, because that's going to be the stuff I want to make sure I'm putting online and repurposing to make sure that all the good SEO attention and all the marketing that happens with it helps me and not just Coldwell Banker. So I'm going to go into one of my old orders, and obviously I'm not an agent, so Willie is one of my agents in my territory. He's kind enough to let me borrow his video for this. I'm going to go into my listing dashboard and grab the video. Once your commercial has aired, it will be uploaded to a YouTube channel managed by the company for our At Home in Northern California TV show. To download this video, you can either copy this link, or we're going to click on it directly to go right to the YouTube channel. And the same thing, you can just grab this share link. All we need to do is copy this link and then go to a website that I will link to in my recap that I send to you, this Y2Mate website that'll allow us to download that video directly. As you can see, I dropped the link right in there. I'm going to select my highest quality option, and it will immediately start to generate a download file for me. As soon as that bar turns green, we will see a green download button, and I'm going to be able to save this commercial for 125 32nd Avenue in Santa Cruz to my computer. That video has now been saved. Now I can upload it to my YouTube channel. I know that video, which is downloaded right here, is in my downloads folder. I'm going to click on that little arrow, put show in folder, and I can see it right here in my downloads section. Perfect. So now I want to, like I said, get this on my YouTube. Let's go hit our camera button and upload a video. There's 2 ways to upload a video. You can just drag the video and drop it right here, or you can select a file and do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to go into my downloads and my 125 32nd Avenue and blast off. Just like that, we are uploading. We've got the video title. This is self-explanatory. It's going to be what the title is. Just going to get rid of that Coldwell Banker Homes and leave the address right there. The description, easy peasy. All I'm going to do is go right back to my listing concierge, grab my listing details, go to marketing copy, and copy paste. Obviously, I want to front load the description by putting find out more on my website. www.website.com. And now, just like that, everything's complete. Thumbnail is the next thing we get to choose. This is going to be that actual image you see as a preview for the video. You've got a handful that'll be pre-selected from the video itself, or you can upload your own image. This is, again, like we talked about in our last session, where personal branding is clutch. For example, I always recommend an agent have 2 or 3 versions of their thumbnail that include their logo. You have one that maybe is just your headshot and your logo, and that way when a consumer sees that, they know, hey, it's a listing or a open house or a tour video. You could have another one that's you and your logo, maybe out in the community, like an action shot. And that could be videos related to your community, stuff about the neighborhoods in which you buy and sell homes for your clients in. And then you can have a third one that is a version just has your logo, and then consumers will see that and know, oh, cool, these are market update videos. So again, leveraging all of this to emphasize your brand and create a sense of marketing that is impactful and easy for your consumer. This is where, you know, thinking about what you should be doing with your thumbnails, that's where I would lean that towards. Playlists, obviously, I've only got the one. I talked about wanting to have all of my commercials on their own playlist. I'm going to hit new playlist. I'm going to call it television ads. I'm going to make it public because I want everybody to see it. And I'm going to hit create. Just like that, I've got a new playlist, which I can then go into the editor once we're done uploading stuff and rearrange how it looks. If I want it to be horizontal, vertical, if I want to move it, blah, blah, blah. All of that can be done. But more importantly, we've got it created and sorted, and it's all ready to go. If you wanted to add it to an existing one, just click the check mark and hit done. Going to say no when you look at made for kids, yes versus no. Always hit no. Hitting yes will put it into the YouTube Kids algorithm, and it will not benefit you in any way. Do not restrict your videos because, again, doesn't do you any good algorithmically to do so. Video elements are the next fun section. If you guys have ever watched anybody on YouTube and they do those little things where they're pointing at the end of their title cards and going, hey, if you really enjoyed this week's video, you can click here to see the tour of my last house, or you can click here to subscribe. How do you do that? Right here. Easy peasy. You can just add or import one that you've already saved as a template to a video. Just to quickly show you, you can choose one. You've got all of these great templates right here. You can pick one. You see how it drops in, and then you've got a standard little video editor like you would see in any one. You can scrub up and down the timeline. You can shrink these if need be and move them around if you would like. Video element. You can choose to have the video pop up either something that you chose specifically, so I could have, you know, this specific video appear here, or you can let YouTube leverage the algorithm to show the user whatever video would best interest them based on their usage history from your channel. So it's not going to scrounge YouTube to find them a new video. It's only going to recommend the one from your channel, or you can make it your most recent upload. And then obviously, the little picture of your headshot will allow them to subscribe to your channel. You can move these wherever you need them to be. Once you're done, you hit save. If you don't need to save, you hit discard changes. Just like that, that is done. You hit next, and now you can save or publish the video. We can make it private, unlisted, or public, or we can even schedule a premiere. Again, using my example from the last class, let's say in the discussions, you had posted about how you are doing a Facebook Live event this Friday. And if during the live event, you were talking about how I will have a condensed version of this made available for you to view and watch on your own time. If you've got any questions or you wanted to view the property at your own pace, I will be sending that to my Sphere in 24 hours, and it will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, etc. within a week. You will see a premiere that you can set for that video when you upload to make sure you grab attention. And then you can also make sure that you've driven people that are interested in the property back to your website where they can sign up to be a part of your mailing list or join your sphere and all that kind of stuff. Again, building in consistent call to actions that drive consumers back to your platform or pushes them to your hub, which is your website. Premieres are great because just like scheduling events on Facebook Live, they allow people the chance to remind themselves about something, set a notification, and follow up on it later. But again, I digress. You can also just hit save or publish, make it public. It'll be viewable right away. This link is already live and ready to go. You could copy that link and it will take you right to the video on the channel. I'm going to hit publish. And as you can see, the video is now published. You've got that link again right here. If I click on it, it takes us right to the video on, as you can see, my channel with my description. Now let's look more at the studio. I've got about 10 minutes left. I think I'm doing good. As you can see, when you've uploaded a video, you've got all of these buttons. Let's click through some of them. Details, self-explanatory, is going to bring you back to the details to edit whatever you need to edit. Adding end screen cards, putting it into a playlist, adding video tags, adding thumbnails, all of that good stuff, as well as additional options. If you've got recording dates, if you've got any licensing issues that you need to have, if you want to upload subtitles, we'll put a pin in subtitles because as you see, it's right here. We'll get to it in a second. And you've got the comment settings. Analytics. Analytics for a specific video are made available right here. Let's go to a video that I have uploaded a little bit ago so you can actually see some analytics. And here you go. You've got your video analytics. This, just like anything, is important for you to reference both on a micro scale, looking at each individual video, and at a macro scale, looking at the channel as a whole, to make sure that the content you are making is relevant to the people you need to see it, meaning your consumers and your sphere. So this will give you all of those breakdowns. How often are people watching? How long do you retain them? What kind of reach you are getting, if you're getting any engagement, and how many views. All kinds of great stuff. Editor takes you to a basic YouTube video editor, where you can do things like trim. You can add blur if you need to blur faces or backgrounds. You can add templates if you wanted to create one of those subscribe templates. Let's say you have the same thing at the end of every video, because again, consistency is clutch and key. There's a reason why people do that. If you've made the effort to save a template for yourself, this is where you could do it. You could create one of those by adding a video. We can go like this, choose it, make sure it goes to the end of the video, and then you save it and can save it as a template for later use. And as you can see, the end cap is all the way back here at the end. I'm going to go ahead and discard that because I don't actually want it. And then to delete an element, it was just as easy as clicking on that trash can to delete an element. If we wanted to blur a face, you just click on that. We can go into pick a section. It will process the video for you. I'm not going to go through that whole process. Same thing for the backgrounds. And you can draw areas, trim around, and then save it as a new video. But that's all you're really going to be able to do in here. You can add audio elements to videos if you wanted to add background music or sound effects. I will go through the audio library in just a sec. But you would save audio pieces and then you can upload them or get directly to the audio library from here to add them into a video. Oops. Let's close this. I'm going to go ahead and again discard the changes. We'll go over the audio library in just a sec. But again, this works like any basic video editor. Real bare bones. Comments, obviously, will allow you to see any comments, again, for the specific video. And subtitles. This is the part I wanted to get to. Subtitles are automatically generated by the system, so a lot of the hard work is done for you. After a couple of days, it takes a second, but they get there. You can select those subtitles and go in and edit it. And subtitles are clutch. I cannot express how undermarketed the deaf and hearing impaired community is, especially in our industry. And not even for that aspect, but the ability to be able to make your videos readily available for anybody whenever they need to watch it is super important. You have no control over where someone is, meaning a consumer, when you drop your new video. Maybe they're on a bus, maybe they're at the shopping center, maybe they're in the grocery store, whatever the case may be, and they can't hear it very well. This way, they can still read the important information in the video that you were trying to get across. And if it resonates, then you've got a better chance at recapturing them rather than just having the video play and hoping that they come back. So to edit these subtitles and view them, all you got to do is hit this edit button in the top right. That will unlock these subtitles. And this is where it's important to, again, bring up how clutch it is to make sure you practice your speaking on camera, make sure your voice is clear, your timbre is steady, and your diction is ideal. Otherwise, you will find a lot more mistakes in here than you are comfortable with. You know, AI is only as good as it is, but in all seriousness, it does a pretty darn fantastic job. And if you need to make any changes to anything, you just pick on something. And let's say I just want to add a period there. You know, and then you can make those changes, basically. That's all I'm saying. All those edits, and you can then again watch them in real time to make sure they work. Awesome. Once you're done, you publish the edits. And just like that, subtitles are saved in the English language. You could also add subtitles in other languages if you can write and have the keyboards for other languages. I digress. It's a bigger pot than we are going to get into today, but that is what we got. Also, if you wanted, you can turn community contributions on. I'm going to touch on this real quick. This will allow users to add subtitles. So let's say you got a following in Japan and you are uploading videos. A Japanese subscriber of your channel could upload subtitles if they wanted to, if you turn this feature on. And that is all of those little sections when you are looking at a video in the YouTube studio. Let's go back and look at this whole list again. Again, we just went over details, analytics, comments. This little button will let you view the video itself on YouTube. This will allow you to get a shareable link. That's that copy paste link. Not going to go over promoting. If you need to download the video to save for yourself in case you've lost it, whatever the case may be, you can do that. Delete forever, just like it sounds like. You check the box. I understand that this is permanent, and then you hit delete forever. Just like that, your video is gone. Now, I created a playlist with that video. If I click on playlist, I can go in here. See, there's no video in here. I can click on editing that playlist. And just like that, delete the playlist. So now my channel is nice and clean. Let's go back into the YouTube studio, and we will end on talking about the channel analytics and the audio library. So the channel analytics, much like the individual analytics, same thing. Utilize this to make sure that the channel is indeed engaging the consumer in a way that is impactful to your brand and that you are creating things that your consumer is watching. If you've got certain videos that you're putting out week after week after week and you realize nobody's watching them, then stop making them and start building something that will attract consumers in a way that keeps you top of mind for their business needs. Because again, the hard part about this business is making sure that everybody retains who you are and what you do in between the transactions that they have every 5 to 30 years. Engaging with these analytics is important. And as a fun fact, if you are using InTouch as your CRM, Google manages YouTube. Your YouTube analytics can be found if you have a Google Analytics account. They can all be managed under one brand account. You can then link that analytics to show up in your InTouch analytics space, along with Facebook Pixel Analytics. So you could review your InTouch, Google, and Facebook Business Analytics all in one space in the InTouch platform. It's another big, cool plus there. Now, last things we're going to talk, I'm going to skip over monetization because, again, it's not important to our discussion. Subtitles, this is going to allow you to review the channel as a whole. Audio library is where we are ending. This is a royalty-free space where you can get a ton of both music and sound effects that you can use without getting yourself in trouble. Everything's pre-sorted out here. Anything new is obviously tagged. There's constantly new things coming in here. You can choose things by mood, by instrument, by length, by genre, and you can preview them. You can download them by just clicking on the download button. The same thing for sound effects. All kinds of sound effects are made available to utilize in your video however you see fit. Same thing. You download them, and then you can upload them into your videos as you're editing them. And that is the YouTube Studio. That is YouTube in a nutshell between the two classes. I have got this little handy dandy finisher slide. Thank you for setting aside time to attend my workshop today. Just as a reminder, I've got the recap that I will send out to you has a link in it to a survey. I and my management team would greatly appreciate any feedback that you can provide to, make sure that I can continue to do this as best as I can to meet your needs. If you have any additional questions, if you need any help, feel free to reach out to me or your local field marketing specialist or SSA for any questions. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and open up the floor to questions that you guys may have. Feel free to unmute yourself and fire away. I am also going to look in the chat. There are no questions in the chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to fire away. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely just talked for a half hour nonstop. I'm going to assume the silence means that everybody's kind of got a comfortable concept and hold over what we went over today. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.